Hey everybody, this is Scott Hudspeth with Agent Mastermind. Thanks so much for being here. Honored to be a part of your lives. So today, Vicky put an awesome PowerPoint together, and I want her to kind of start this thing off. Vicky's my assistant, and she specializes in all these different social media sites and branding and all that stuff. So it was her idea to bring you guys something of value in regards to building your brand and a bunch of other stuff. So Vicky, thanks for joining us, my friend.
Hey, thanks. Yeah. Do you like that little tree?
I love the little tree. Yeah. And when I say, oh my God, and then yeah. Why don't you explain that to everybody? Because I think it has significant meaning in their businesses when it comes to the tree.
Yeah. So I saw that. I'm thinking, okay, this is just like for as your brand. You are that big tree trunk there. And all these branches that come out, either you're going to have a tree that flourishes, that grows and gives you fruit or flowers, or you're not going to have a healthy tree. So, and there's hundreds of things that you can do to work on your brand, which we're going to talk about today. Yeah. So that's the reason why the tree.
So here's my question. Here's my question for starters: is how many people are using all these avenues? We got Agent Marketing, which is a single public website, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Google+, WordPress, Pinterest, Instagram, SavvyCard. This is an RSS feed, and then Snapchat, which we've covered. We've covered a bunch of these in different classes. We haven't done LinkedIn in a while. We'll be doing that soon. We haven't covered Instagram. We've covered we're actually working with the owners of SavvyCard to do a class in regards to the meaning behind it, the mindset behind it, and how to use that in your business. Then, of course, we did a recording not too long ago on Snapchat, which is so much fun, and that's just the new millennial group. So, awesome tree, Vicky. I can't. If you're using all of these things, I don't know how you wouldn't be getting more referrals from past database and growing when people search for you, and which we're going to talk about here.
Yep.
All right. So what do we got here? Can you see my screen okay?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. All right. So you want to start with this one here, Vic, on the online presence?
Yeah. So, having an online presence, basically, it's going to establish you. It's basically creating all of your, I'm saying identities, that means all of the social media sites and your website and all that stuff that you created is both personal and business driven. And when you put all those together, it's all about being online. People are going to Google you, and you need to have what I call like a link every time when someone Googles your name. You want to own page 1 and 2 of Google when they search you. It's a place where if it's built successfully, it's going to spread awareness, and you're going to get leads and followers and fans. And if it's done correctly, that's going to really help enhance your business growth.
Absolutely.
It's all about eyeballs, right? People knowing what you do.
Yeah, and
the 97. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just, so you go ahead. It's all about eyeballs, getting more people on looking at what it is that you do and searching for you.
Yeah, and we're going to cover in this class. We're going to cover like how important that is and how many different avenues that people search for you. And Vicki, you and I were talking about that online when people are sitting here watching TV. Like it's funny you said that because I didn't even ask you about it, but you said as soon as a commercial comes on, you either jump on your phone or jump on your iPad or jump on your computer. So you have to be on all avenues, and you got to show up properly on all avenues because you just don't know what people are looking for.
Right. Yeah, mobile or iPad. Definitely when there's a commercial on, we're just in that society that we just don't, it's like fast. We want to go on to the next shiny object. And then when the commercial's done, then I'll go back to my show. But absolutely. So yeah, 97% of consumers are that use the web. So your potential clients are there, and that's why you got to be there too. And I like Forbes. They basically they talk about a footprint, and it's not a matter of when, it's a matter of why not. You've got to establish an online presence, and you have to create a footprint online. Now that is going to help you with outbound marketing because it reinforces your brand, but also equally important is inbound marketing because you want to create content that will excite people, to attract people that maybe has not heard of you before, to learn more about you.
Awesome. All right.
So, think of that. Yeah. And this is you. This is all you here.
Yeah. So Google did this study a long time ago, and they talk about, there's a couple things they brought up, and one of them, if you Google zero moment of truth, and it refers to the point in the buying cycle when the consumer reaches a product, often before the seller even knows about it. So where this is going is, what do they search for? And I'm going to go deep into this, and this is the huge mindset here. What are people doing when they think about buying a home? Where are they going? What are they searching for? What type of things are they thinking about? And so what zero moment of truth is it's this moment of truth when they say, I'm going to buy a home, and with that, and I'm going to start looking in this certain area, and so you don't even know about it as an agent. The sellers don't even know about it. So it's like, how do we capture their information, or capture their attention rather, when they start to think about searching or buying a home? Does that make sense? It goes pretty deep here. So the next thing is the first moment of truth. The first moment of truth was introduced by P&G, and it's what people think when they see your product and its impressions that they form when they read the words describing your product or service. So when they search for three-bedroom home in Kalamazoo, Michigan, if they search for homes for sale in a certain city, what comes up? And you need to know what your competition's doing. We're going to talk about that. You need to ask yourself, what is your brand? And you need to ask yourself, what are people finding when they do search for stuff, whether it's coming from afar, moving from one state to another, or if they're looking in the current area to move up or maybe sell or something like that. So that was the first moment of truth. The second moment of truth is what people feel, think, see, hear, touch, smell, and of course sometimes taste, depending on if they want to go out for dinner, where they want to go for Mexican or Italian or whatever. They experience your product over time. It's also how your company supports them in their efforts throughout the relationship. So what this is talking about is, once they find you, are you giving them the right content that they are looking for to keep them? Are you giving them the right content to, like, maybe you have something that they can opt into to get more information that they're thinking about or wanting more information in that regards in that area. So that's the second moment of truth. And then the ultimate moment of truth is the moment when people go online to review, post about, or otherwise share their experiences with a product or service. So after it's all said and done, what are people saying about you at the very end? So it's a really huge cycle. And here's the crazy thing, is it's starting to be done more on mobile than ever before. Mobile sales and mobile search and all that stuff is just, it's insane how much that is growing on a daily basis. So is your website optimized for mobile devices? Is your content showing up in the Facebook feeds when people search scroll through their Facebook, Instagram, all this stuff that you can actually, Twitter has ads running now. It's just insane that's how they're making their money. That's how Facebook makes their money, is by eyeballs. That's why it's valued at $40 billion, because of the database and the amount of people that spend time on Facebook. So if you can run your ad or your opt-in page or your information in front of eyeballs that are searching for different content, or just friends of yours, it's just that much more powerful on the mobile device. And then you search to uncover and understand the moments that matter. So if you had to guess, this is a question, and Vicki, you might get this one. If you had to guess, and this is the type of questions that I love playing around with. So if you had to guess, what is the number one stain that is searched for most, what do you think the answer would be on that?
I saw the PowerPoint, so I'm going to say red wine.
So. Red wine. All right. So red wine. So think about this. So if the number one searched most for removal of stains is red wine. So what if you did a series of how to remove red wine from your furniture, how to remove red wine from your brand new carpet, how to remove red wine from your brand new home? Like, stuff like that might just have a better chance of coming up, more so than just saying, whatever you wanted to talk about. Do you know what the collective mind consumers right now is? So, like, what are people thinking about? And how do you search for what people are talking about? How do you take what people are talking about right now? Like I just read today that coconut oil they're saying is better than toothpaste. Why is that? I don't know, but What are people talking about? How can you collaborate with people on what's actually happening right now, what they're talking about, the number one topic, the viral video? How can you use that stuff in your marketing? And that's kind of what we're going to cover. And then the trick is to use search to identify the moments that matter to consumers and act on them across your entire marketing mix. So whatever the topic is, there's ways to tie whatever the topic is today, tomorrow, next month, the month after, springtime, summertime, fall time. There's different ways to connect, engage, and interact with clients depending on what's going on in the marketplace. All right, so be present in the moments that matter. So Woody Allen is often credited by saying 80% of success is showing up. This is especially true when it comes to digital. So when you put an ad out there, or you have a Facebook page, or you put a comment out there, and you, like, I don't know if you've noticed, but if somebody comments about something that I do on my Facebook, I typically comment back. It's kind of like putting an ad out there, an opt-in page, and somebody opts in and you just never call them. So you have to be there. 80% of the success is part of just showing up. I've been told, and the studies show, that 85% of the time the first person to call back or answer the phone is the one that's going to get the deal. Well, if you show up, they call, and you never answer the phone and never call back, the likelihood of you getting that lead is right out the window within the first minute. They say that I think within the first 30 seconds to a minute after they inquire about your information or opt into something that you've put out there, any longer than a minute, your chances of reaching them goes down 30 to 40%. So it's crazy how much that goes away after every minute that they opt into something you have. So you have to be in the moment. On mobile.
So,
go ahead.
Scott, would that be like if you have a house for sale and someone texts the writer from the phone number, and then you don't follow up with them within?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
yes.
You're right.
Because when somebody texts for information on that home, why are they doing it? They're doing it to get information. They're doing it because you had a sign writer out there and you're giving them information. So if you don't respond, they're off to the next one, calling on the next one. And so the only way to build a relationship, it's not about the buyer, it's about the relationship you're going to build with them. We've done classes and scripts on how to approach them, how to connect with them, how to engage with them, remove the sales triggers, remove the call to action, all that stuff. So it's just one more client that you can throw into your database to build a relationship with. You just don't know who that person knows. They may be in the very beginning stages of buying that home, and over the next 6 months they're going to introduce you to their friends, their family, their coworkers, and you never know who they're going to refer you to as far as who's looking to buy, who's looking to sell. Coworkers are going to be a big one. What if they work in a company that has 100, 200, 1,000 employees, and they're just walking around talking to people about buying and selling, and they've built a relationship with you as a real estate agent. Now they're going to be referring you more business. So you have to think about it differently. All right, and most importantly, how many times does your competitors show up, but you don't? So if somebody searches for something, who is showing up? Is it you? And if not, who is showing up? So how can you beat them to the punch? How can you be first? After the first page, I don't know if you know this, Vic, but after the first page of Google, the likelihood of somebody going to the second page is like nil. It doesn't happen. So if you're not on the first page, you're going to miss out. You're going to lose out. If you're not at the top or end of the page, above the fold, so right now you're seeing my computer, anything below the fold, if I have to scroll below where I'm at right now, the chance of even you getting there and having somebody see you is very nil. So the higher you are, the better you're going to be. All right. So have something of interest, relevant, or engaging to say. We've established that you need to have an answer to these many consumer moments, but do you have the right answer? So I just went to, last night I went to 10 things you need to know when buying a home, 10 things you need to know when selling a home, 10 things you need to know about carpet, cleaning your carpets correctly, 10 things you need to know about removing wine stains would be a good one. Like the number one way to remove a wine stain, just different things that people are going to be searching for. Are you there? Are you showing up? So it's not hard to make it happen. You just have to commit to doing it. So links to homes may not be enough to hook a consumer. Your ad should provide experience that has informative and entertaining as possible. Links to rich content on your website and opportunities to engage on Facebook or watch videos on YouTube. YouTube is just insanity. They say that 85% of people would work with people that do video online, where only 13% of agents actually do video. So it's pretty insane. There's no competition when it comes to that. You have to measure and track. So brands that are committed to the zero moment of truth, the ones that use search to uncover and understand the moments that matter, that show up, that provide the right mobile relevant answers, and that measure the impact stand to gain a competitive advantage. More importantly, they help consumers when they need it most. And Vicki, you kind of put together 7 things for us to think about when you talk about your brand, and why don't you cover those for us?
Yeah, well, the main thing about your brand is what your client, your prospect, someone that sees your stuff, what do they think about you when they hear your name, or when you're not in the room in front of them, what do they say about you? So your brand is really everything that the public thinks it knows about you, or what it is that you offer, and how we come across in your brand, using color and font and images. That's something that I want to kind of touch on too as well. But your brand is, it's fixed. It's in someone's mind. It's like an opinion of someone that you have. There's something that I use quite a bit. Can you bring in that
Absolutely.
that story and kind of?
Yep. There we go.
Okay, so in fact, I use this when I'm creating brands for people, and it's basically how to tell your story through your real estate brand. So at some point, you are going to have to realize that you're not selling a product like, Aveeno is selling moisturizer for the hands or for the face. You're selling yourself. So you're the actual brand. So the questions that I hope that you do is just not take it seriously. Put some pen to paper. Kind of scroll down there for me a little bit. So you need to discover who you are, and you need to write down like 10 things. And I actually do this, and I ask questions to people and say, tell me 10 things about you. What is it you like to do? And as soon as they start saying things like, I'm really a people person. I love helping people find houses. It's like, no, I need you to dive a little bit deeper. Tell me what your passion is. Like for example, we have a brand that I created called with Christian. He actually plays in a really successful band. He opens up for like Kid Rock, and the band is like awesome. So he's now the rock and roll mortgage guy, right?
That's awesome.
So yeah, so you got to kind of think of what your passion is and what you've done in your life experience, and then you kind of put those words together. You string stuff together. So if you write down 10 things, and then you create what they call a bio. Now this bio is what your brand is all about. And this bio goes on your website. It goes in your About Me section of Facebook. This is basically your elevator speech. This is, what you do. So you put all these words together and you string them into something that your passion, and then you make it relevant towards real estate. So like someone's a singer, then 20 years of experience, she has learned discipline and what it takes to achieve great results for her clients. So she's taking her experiences and she's making it relevant to play with real estate. So this is a really nice.
So really what you're saying is like, this little sentence right here, it talks about gardening, playing the guitar, watching hockey games, maybe, you're an exercise buff, maybe you hit the gym, maybe you're a trainer, maybe you love to fish, maybe you love to travel and you've been to several different places. I mean, think about this.
Yeah.
So if you travel and you go to different countries or different cities or different states and you start pointing out the really cool places to go, I don't know if you noticed, but I post on Facebook at different places I'm at and I say, oh my God, you have to go down here to try this and you have to go here and do this. So it's stuff like that like brings people into your life, and when they see you, they get to know you because of who you are and what you've built as a brand, as far as who you really are, not just you like to help people and that type of thing. So
yeah, so you're diving deep into that kind of thing, and then you just distribute your brand, your About Me everywhere that you can, and all of your links that you do. You could be, it could be, you could be into family, and so, your brand is all about, your family portrait, which I'm going to show, or it could be like you like to race cars, maybe you're, into that. So we, then we'll make the brand, all about cars and put you into it. So I really like telling the story through your real estate brand. It makes it more personal, and that's really where you start.
Yeah, because there's always a group of people.
Your brand.
Corvette, like if you have a Corvette and you're part of a Corvette group, or there's a Jeep group and there's Harley Davidson, and there's all these different kind of things. It's amazing how many people have the same likes and want to be a part of a group like that. It's so
absolutely
putting that out there is huge.
Mm-hmm.
So here's evaluate the competition. So what niches are currently being exploited in your local market? This is really intriguing and interesting to me. Is there a high-end specialist, a condo expert, a low-cost leader, a green realtor, someone who sells mainly golf communities, lake homes, oceanfront properties? Who are you, and what do you love doing? Like when you work with those people, what excites you the most? So knowing what your marketing angles your competition is pushing will help you see opportunities to market your own business. Now, I can tell you right now, for the most part, I don't believe there's a whole lot of people marketing a special niche, like maybe lake homes or golf communities or ocean properties or something like that. I don't believe there's a lot of that going on out there, so it'd be really easy to make your niche in that area. So define your brand. Vicki's going to talk more about this, but before you even think about a name, a slogan, or look to your real estate brand, make sure to ask yourself the right questions, like Vicki said, so that whatever you choose will be directly speak to your target audience. Here, because if you are so passionate about something and you let that out there, those people are going to be attracted to you. All right. So here's a couple of questions. What is your core demographic? Can they be narrowed down by age, gender, family status, or profession? What real estate services do they need? What services are the most sought after? Are there any services that a premium is put upon? What neighborhoods that you serve are the most lucrative to do business in? Would it benefit you to brand yourself around those specific markets? What specific advantages do you hold over the competition? Some real estate companies brand themselves around the signature service that they provide. I learned something the other day. I did a presentation down in West Palm, and I did a little bit on how to market the FSBOs, which I did for you guys a while ago. And she's like, what's funny is I work for Keller Williams, and I'm part of their FSBO division. So when she calls people, she says, hey, yes, I'm a real estate agent, but I'm part of the FSBO division, which immediately lowers the walls, being that I help FSBOs to do whatever they need or need help with. I thought that was very intriguing.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
What are the values of your company? Branding around morals and ethics can instill consumer confidence in your real estate business. Do you rely primarily around referrals for your business? This can influence your branding decisions at the very least and can even be the driving force behind your brand or success. And then once you have all these questions, create your brand and then put a look to your brand. And Vicki does an amazing job at this. And Vicki, you want to talk a little bit about this?
Well, this is kind of just to give you some examples. So, you can brand, work your name. This happens to be, her name happens to be Pinky. So what did I want to come up with her brand? I wanted to come up with something that would relate to people, Pinky Shaw. And her brand now is relaxed. She's all about making it easy, relaxed. Let us bring you home. On the right, you'll see like all the other different images that I'm going to use for her marketing. So this particular Pinky banner brand will go across all of her social media sites. It will be on headers on Twitter and YouTube channel, and so people get comfortable with her brand, seeing it, and they'll know that it comes from her. That's why it doesn't matter if you're in Target in West Palm or up here in Michigan, they all look the same, so you're comfortable shopping and knowing where you're going. The same thing applies with people. Now, your brand could be something about family, so there's nothing better than helping you make San Antonio home. So everything's about San Antonio. Raj is really big about Orange County. You know what I mean? So using other things out there, but now that's his brand. Grab a cup of coffee. And the brand is the slogan is always ready. So yeah, just using color and strong. Something that makes it more personal, makes it last longer, gives you more shelf life, and it it makes people really see the essence of who you are.
Well, I love that you used, her name's Pinky, and you used pink, so it's like it kind of fits, So it's it's easy to remember her name, and so when you see her logo, you're going to recognize her right off the bat. That's pretty cool.
Right. Now, eggs don't have anything to do with real estate, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
I don't know, do they?
No. So these little rabbits, these little eggs.
I thought that was a trick. I thought that was a trick.
No. So all we did is we just made one of them pink.
Okay.
So it stands out. So now Pinky Shaw. I mean, so yeah, it's just
That's
a play on color and stuff like that. But I love the coffee one, and so now whenever you go and meet with Wendy, she's going to have a cup of coffee ready for you, and we're going to, it's just, Starbucks or whatever. It's just that's cool. It's just making you look, that there is something more to your company, meaning you, than just, having no banner, having no brand, Now she can take it and run with it, and it's organic and it's hers.
Awesome. Love it. So establishing your presence starts with building a strong foundation. What do you got here, Vic?
Yeah, so your website is your first foundation. That's like building a house. You need a basement or a strong foundation. And then I call the other sites, you just layer one on top of another. So creating your own website, I know that your company like Remax will give you a website, and that stuff is great. But I know that we highly recommend that you brand yourself, because you are the brand, remember, not the company. So you really need to own your own domain and get your own website. If you want to do it yourself, go and get a WordPress blog going. Those static websites are killer, and they look really good, and they're free, And if you want someone to do it for you, there's tons of people out there. I've had great success with agentimage.com. I like the bells and the whistles that they do. And they're inexpensive, but they're templated too, But the point of it is you need to have a strong foundation to build upon. And then once your website's done, then you can promote it out there, because that's the next step a lot of people miss, is you need to encourage all the search engines, and you need to submit a link to them, to Google. And, Chris Johnstone was on talking about the importance of that, so that you can link, and that's how you get great ranking and being seen out there, when some people search. Is, the more that you have backlinks, is what they call it, to other search engines, the more your website is going to pull when someone types in a phrase like, 3-bedroom home for sale in Kalamazoo. So important foundation is your website, and I'll change it, optimize it constantly, and there's classes that you can just go to, like I like to go to Lynda, Lynda.
That's a great one. Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah,
and learn how can I. Yeah, I go there all the time, and it's like, all right, teach me how to do this, And so usually within an hour, you can learn how to optimize your website.
Yep. So and here's what I would take it a step further in. So Lynda is an awesome training platform that Vicki's talking about, that if you want to learn how to do something, or you hire an assistant and you say, hey, learn how to optimize my WordPress blog or my website, what's the best way to do it? If you want to learn about maybe Word or Excel or PowerPoint or anything you want to learn about, it's in here. It's just an awesome, real easy training videos that shows you which one you're on. It lets you stop where you're at and continue where you left off. It's really cool. Really neat stuff.
And the free site, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, the free site's fine too. Yeah.
I mean, your Savvy card. Everyone should have a Savvy card, because that's the new business card, right? And you want to be referable to Lynda in the office, who says here's her coworker, say, hey, I'm looking to buy a house. Well, then Lynda can say to Janet, hey, let me share my realtor's business card with you, because those get lost all the time. So I've been going in and optimizing the Savvy cards, No one, and that's just the back end of it. You didn't know that you could do that, but yeah, you can.
I had no idea I could do that. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. So build your brand throughout, I call them social media platforms. You know, build your Facebook personal page and your business page. You can do fan pages. You can do a fan page for, you know, maybe someone for sale by owner, or, you know, rent. We just did a fan page for someone that wanted to target a high-end apartment complex. So we created a brand for that. And then we send out postcards and flyers to tenants, not getting them to come and buy. We're not selling to them. That's the whole thing. We're giving them great information to come and like a Facebook page.
Great idea.
So now they've liked the Facebook page. That now allows that individual then to start connecting and, you know, answering questions and commenting and sharing information. So they're giving first, you know, not asking. But the main ones that I work on is Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google+, YouTube. Of course, there's so many others out there, but I call it a layering effect. So once you get good with one, then you can move to the next one. You don't have to do them all at once. But it's the being consistent. That's the whole thing about it. And I use the 80-20 rule. 80% feel-good content. I share 80% from other pages onto a page, but 20% business done in a business engagement feel-good way. I like success stories. I highly recommend that you guys friend everyone in your database, all your past clients. If you can't, if they don't friend you, send them an instant message or a private message. Send them an email saying, hey, you know, can you like my business page, or I like to, you know, connect with you on Facebook. Here's my link. You know, I like to keep in contact with you. How's the family going? You know, that kind of thing. So
and the new way of Facebook is there used to be an other inbox, and they did away with that. Now it's like they have to accept your friend request to send back and forth messages, so it's a really cool way. And if they're working with you as a real estate agent, they're going to accept it. They're not going to not accept it. That's, I mean, unless they just flat out don't want to work with you, or you did something, you know, it just wasn't a good connection or something like that. But everybody wants friends. It's just that's why Facebook's growing so big. It's not like we're really shy about who we let in as friend. And if you've met them at a home and showed them a home, or talked to them on the phone or something like that, I would absolutely, positively, some way, shape, or form, connect with them on social media sites all across the whole platform.
Right. And can I talk about a Facebook personal versus business real quick?
Absolutely, please. Yeah, please do.
Okay, so a lot of people come to me and say, "Oh, Vicki, I don't want to use Facebook as my personal page. You know, I got weird family or friends that comment on stuff, and so I don't want my clients to see that." Well, the thing is, and I try to explain to them, you have 100% audience in your personal page already. Those 100% of your friends are friends with you on your personal page. Now, when you do a business page, it has proven that 60% will like your business page because you invited them to like your business page, but 40% won't. So you've already lost 40% of your audience, and it's not because they don't want to like your business page. They could be on their mobile phone, or they could be driving, or they, you know, could be busy, and they say to themselves, "Oh, I'll do it later," but then out of sight, out of mind, right? Mm-hmm. So you've already got 100% of people. Yes, you need a business page because we need to start doing Facebook ads to get our inbound marketing going, so we attract people to us. But your personal page is already there. So if you do 80% feel-good content, like, you know, making someone feel good, motivational post, you know, a funny video, and then 20% done only with success stories. That means that at the closing, take a picture with your cell phone of your clients, And then what happens, you go back to your Facebook and you upload that photo, and you take a sentence that says, I want to thank Mary and John, who are friends with you now, that come up when you tag it on your post, for allowing me to become, part of their family, or good times ahead, or I wish you guys all the best, and, all good, cool stuff, making them feel good. And then you post it. Now, 250 minimum of their friends are going to see that post. And that post is not about me, I just sold another house. It's about how John and Mary, made you feel really good about, being part of their, now their real estate family. So people like it. People comment on it, and they share it.
One other cool thing that you can do with a business page is when you do post testimonials, which I would highly recommend, you can boost it, which is what Vicki was referring to. So when you boost it, you can boost it to the whole area, a zip code, a select group of people. You can do the whole city if you want to, which is really cool. And so then you have the friends of the person that you're referencing in there being put out there to the world that they bought a house or sold a house or whatever it is, and you're in that post somewhere, share before if they click on it, more or less it's coming back to your page. So they're going to go, oh, this is cool. So if Sally Smith used Joe to buy a home, why would I not like this page? Like a friend of hers is a friend of mine. You guys have heard that all the time. That's the whole mindset behind this, growing your social media presence and putting stuff out there that's about other people and congratulating other people and testimonies and stuff like that. So that's the power behind having a business Facebook page, is that you can boost a post to anybody you want to, including a custom audience, which is your past database, to remind them of who you are, because they already know you, like you, and trust you. So why would they not use you again and refer you if they can remember you?
Yep. Awesome sauce.
All right. So be social.
Yeah.
So you're the one that made this one up. So one of the greatest things about internet is that it allows you to be everywhere, and that's back in the day we couldn't compete with Coca-Cola because they were on TV, or Pepsi or Apple, or now we can. We have the same opportunity they have and the same amount of people. We can literally get in front of the same amount of people they can. That's the crazy part about this. So I don't agree, like Vicki, I don't agree with being everywhere, but find out where your clients hang out, and make that part of your checklist when you meet somebody. That part of your checklist is, okay, I'm gonna go friend them on Facebook. I'm gonna go friend them on LinkedIn or connect with them on LinkedIn. I'm gonna go follow them on Pinterest, and maybe they'll follow me back. It doesn't matter. And then I'm going to start on a daily basis going and liking their stuff and sharing their stuff and commenting on their stuff on a daily basis. As I grow my database, this is going to become a full-time job. And here's the crazy part about this, is you don't have to be the one doing it. You can have somebody else log in as you for you and start commenting and liking and sharing and just being really cool and being doing what a friend would normally do for another friend, which is just being a part of their lives, which is the big.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Did I miss anything there?
Yeah, and absolutely, yep, everything. It's perfect.
Okay. Consistent here is the key. So yeah, consistency, and you bolded it here. Consistent is the key. If you don't do it for a month, you kind of fall by the wayside. But if you're consistently doing it, if you're not going to do it, then hire somebody to just do that an hour a day or 2 hours a day. There's people out there that will do that for you. And it's amazing to see the results from it, just being a part of their lives, doing nothing more than liking, commenting, and sharing different things with all of your people that you're connected with. Just wishing them happy birthday is a huge thing, and then you go further than that and just say, oh my God, congratulations, where you've been, oh my God, I'm jealous. Just little bitty things that kind of put you in their lives, that let them see you, because I know just about everybody goes back and sees who liked, and it shows up in your feed on your mobile device, who liked what and who commented on what, and everybody goes and sees the comments, including myself. I want to see what somebody says so that I can comment back. If they ask me a question, I'm going to answer them back. If they made a comment that I want to, collaborate on, I can do that too. So it's a way to collaborate with your friends. It's funny, Vicki, you bring this up. So I have several agents that I meet with. I always ask them, hey, where did your last 4 deals come from? And they always tell me friend of a friend, and then floor time. And I'm like, man, this is going to be easy to double your business. And they're like, what do you mean? And I go, I just need to help you get more friends. So
yeah.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. start being.
And you are the king at building relationships. I know that you've done several classes on it, but.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's not always. I mean, I'll be brutally honest. It's not always me. It's always somebody collaborating for me. Most of the time it's me, but I mean, sometimes it's not. But I mean, just being open and out there and knowing that I'm doing this for a reason to build my database is really what you have to go. All right, and when you put on your hat in the morning, you go, all right, I'm going to put on my real estate agent hat, and how am I going to achieve my goals the next 90 days, the next 12 months, the next 5 years? I got to have a bigger database. So the biggest list wins. So when you start going from 100 to 200 to 300 to 400, as you start growing that thing, it's amazing about the amount of referrals that come in. You have to add staff onto your team and assistants and different people to help you with stuff because you physically are only one person, can only do so much.
Yeah, you're right.
So start building relationships.
Yeah.
With them through providing value. I can't speak enough about value. Always make it about them, not about you. There's always a way to turn a situation into a positive for them or a ray of sunshine about them. Some way, shape, or form. Pick somebody that you can make it about. So your database, like Vicki says here, start with forming your database. Friend, email, private message them. Your link to like, friend, and follow you. Give them a reason. Your why is an excellent place to start. Vicki, I watched this last night again because you put it there. I'm like, okay, what'd you put up here? This is, oh God, I'm drawing a blank of the guy's name.
Simon Sinek.
Yeah, Simon Sinek. He talks about your why, and if you haven't watched it, get a copy of this PowerPoint, and just Google Simon Sinek your why, and you'll see the video. It's like a 20-minute video. It's the best video on planet Earth, and we watch it consistently. You want to talk about this one, Vic? Track and have patience.
Yeah, I mean, once you've got your website or your blog, and you have your social media platforms that you're going to try, test them, track them, see where you're getting more engagement. And what I mean by that is see where you're getting people that will like, comment, or share with you. So keep track of it. Usually every week, I look at how many clicks or likes or followers that we've gotten on a piece that I did or a Facebook page, and I kind of track that. And if it's not working, change it up, So it's always, a work in progress. But you really have to have patience, It's like, that old sales analogy. It says, I'm going to plant my farm, my seeds so that my crop grows next season. The same thing kind of applies here, you've got to put it out there, but you're not going to get immediate results. You're not going to get, as soon as you do your platforms and your website, then you're sitting back saying, okay, now someone's going to come to me and give me a deal. That's not how it works. It's all about long-term shelf life. Do you agree with that, Scott?
Yeah. So
so it has to be patient, and that's where.
Well, perfect example.
Keep a good attitude.
I did video marketing for a year with 0 results. I did it a whole year, and I called Carl, and I'm like, Carl, I have 0 results that I can literally put a finger on that has yielded more business from video marketing. Well, something happened in the marketplace, and he goes, just keep doing it, keep doing it. You just don't know who's seeing it. You don't know what's going to happen. Well, the market crashed, and people started calling me to come and talk to their groups, and I'm like, okay, where'd you get my name? And like, I've been getting your video for forever. And so you just don't know who's seen your video. They may not comment on it, they may not reply to it, but they're remembering who you are and what you do for a living. You don't know if somebody calls you to say, hey, I want to buy a home or list a home with you. You just don't know how they found you. It might be through one of your videos, through one of your past clients that they just forwarded to this person. You just don't. It's so hard to track when it comes to social, but you cannot. I mean, I guess the best way to look at it is, okay, is my competition there? Is my competition? Could my competition take it away from me if I don't do these things? And that's the scary part for me.
Yeah, and you don't have to be everywhere, but you have to be somewhere. That's really you have to do something. Right. And Facebook is really good about sending me weekly updates on my posts and my Facebook ads and all that, so I can kind of track it through Facebook once a week. They do it for me. But other than that, just test the market, change it up a little bit.
Yep. Cool.
So, yeah.
All right. So we did that, track relationships. So I guess in finishing, any questions you might have? Somebody talked about, and I don't know the answer to this. Maybe Vicki, you do. In Facebook, someone say, and I'm going to have to go test this. So what they're saying is you can't tag people on your Facebook business page. I think you can if they have liked the page or are a fan of the page. I don't know though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And there again, that's why it's so important. You're tagging them on a personal page. Can I show them an example?
Yes.
Do you want me to?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You want me to pass it to you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you here we go, attendees. I'm going to give Vicki, Agent Mastermind, make the presenter. All right, I'm throwing it over to you.
Okay.
And if you click that big button, it'll let you share.
Yeah, let me just I was pulling up my Facebook page. There we go.
All right. Oh, and before we let you go, anybody here in Grand Rapids, I'm doing let's see, it's going to be February 24th. If you go to my website, why Vicki's doing this, if you go to my website, scotthudspeth.com, over on the right-hand side, it says Agent Mastermind. If you just do the drop-down, it actually has the 3 events. The last one I'm doing before I go to Indiana is Grand Rapids, so I'm doing a live mastermind there. So if you're in the area or anywhere close to it, would love to see you there. It's February 24th from 9:30 to 12. And
can you see my screen or?
Nope. You got to click the big blue. You got to click that big arrow button up underneath screen sharing on your thing there.
Am I not seeing it?
On the GoToMeeting thing, where it says show, like the very first one, the drop down. You got to click the drop down, and you're not gonna see it. The little arrow.
Oh.
Yep.
There we go.
Not yet.
It's not doing it. Well, take it back. Can you go to
it?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
So if you just do me a favor and pull up Facebook, pull up Jeff Tufford's personal page, not business page.
Okay.
I know why. Okay.
Jeff Tufford. All right.
Hey, guys, I really would recommend that you guys start following people. And if people like Rebecca and Stacy Staub and Peterson, people follow them and do what they do. Okay, so scroll down a little bit more. That just happened 2 hours ago. But in 2 hours, it looks like they've gotten.
There we go.
So what I'm talking about, okay, here's one. So you tagged Michael and Anna, and they just closed on the home. And it's a little success story. Keep on going down. You'll see all of his posts will have, like 57 people liked. You're going fast. So slow down just a little bit. Here's 186. An additional 35 more comments. And by tagging, if you go up just a little bit, you'll see their name, and that kind of stuff. So that means that Toya Lowe and her husband's friends have commented, liked, and shared her stuff. And this is all on the personal page. And if this is all you did for business, you didn't talk about, this would be enough,
This would be enough.
So. Yeah,
So this is This is his personal page. He tagged the people, and then he tagged his company in it as well. So he said he's at Epic Mortgage. So that'd be a great way to do it. So you could do the exact same. Yep, great idea.
So that's how you get the business side into the personal side. That's kind of, and every day, you're getting great content. Now, because so many people like, comment, and share, Facebook thinks you're relevant, and so they're going to share your page, on more timelines of your friends.
Absolutely.
So, and that's the whole key right there. Now, he'll do the same thing on his business page.
Yep.
Too as well.
Which APIC Epic Mortgage Group.
No, I think that It's the Jeff Tufford.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
There, Epic Mark.
All right.
So now, if you go down, you'll see that it's there. It's just that there's not as much engagement. Yeah. There at his business page.
Yeah.
Right. So he's using his personal page as a business page for engagement because he already has 100% of the audience there. So, and that's
for sure.
That's why it's important to use your personal page, as your business page, because you get more. You have 100% of your audience. You get more comments, likes, and shares.
So what he's done is he's created a business page, but on his personal page he tags his business page so people see what his business is as a friend of his. So that makes total sense. Love that. Okay, perfect. Okay. Great idea. All right, so and then also I found another site. So if you go to budgetrial.com/agent bio, Vicki talked a lot about it, but this gives you examples. So I pulled that up as well. So right here. That's Inman, that's the one you did. So how to write an agent bio and 10 knockout examples. So it talks about it. It talks about the percentages and stuff like that. So I'm just going to give you that link. We're not going to cover it, but great site and examples for agent bio. So some good ideas. And so to bring it all together, and I took everything that Vicki said. So define your brand, establish your brand, evaluate the competition, create your brand, put a look to your brand. Establishing your presence starts with building a strong foundation. So figure out where you're going to put all this stuff. Which sites are you going to focus on, and just make that part of your checklist. That's just what you're going to do. And so once you get down to here, build and brand your social media platforms. Be social. Start and never stop building relationships in person and on the web. Track and have patience. Spend time and continually by perfecting your agent bio. Never give up. So you can have almost somebody can do all of this for you just with conversation. There's people that specialize in this stuff, and once you get it templated down, you can go and copy it to different platforms, especially on social media. But make sure that it's every single place on planet Earth, and then just keep putting content out there. I hired a professional writer that writes stuff for me. So find a writer that fits your style. You can even go to Fiverr and do it. So if you haven't heard of Fiverr, here's another one, Fiverr.com. If you go in there and put writer in there, you're going to find a writer that fits your style. You might have to go through a couple of them, but for $5 you can get an article written. Writer. So I'm just going to put in writer, then I'm going to Google that, and it's going to say, I will write your ad or content by ProWriter. I will top-notch healthcare writer. So you can find whatever you're looking for here. If you want to build a website, I want the blog, WordPress blog. Anything you want, you can get started with this stuff with somebody that I will make an amazing WordPress site and blog. I will migrate, and separate multi-site WordPress blog. So it might cost you more than $5, but what I'm saying is, don't spend this time doing it. I would rather you spend time on money-making activities that we've talked about in the past. Focus on your past database. Get another deal in and pay for this stuff for somebody else to do this for you. Once it's up, you're just going to continue to build and build and build on different social media sites with content and testimonials and all kinds of different great stuff that you come up with that'll help you grow your business. So hope you guys learned something from that today. I hope you guys kind of a little step-by-step of where you need to be and some things to think about. I think finding a niche of your, if you want to focus on something different than what's out there, if you go to Google and you Google lakefront properties and you Google maybe golf communities or anything you like or want to focus on and nobody else is doing it, how easy is it to focus on that and be the expert in that area? So just think about that. What's your passion? Go for your passion and follow it. It helps you, keeps you up at night and gets you up in the morning excited. So that's the exciting part about all this. Vicki, any final words?
Yeah. No. Thank you guys for letting me share. Let me talk.
Thanks so much. Let me just make sure that I had a question. Let's see. Let's see. I used to get overwhelmed with social media posting, but this year I take one day during the week and focus on the individual channels. Example on Facebook, Monday, Twitter, and Tuesday. Perfect. Yeah, just put it in your calendar and go, all right, I'm going to spend 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and 10 minutes wherever. So if you got Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram or wherever, if you spend 10 minutes each, you got 30 minutes, you're accomplishing something every day is to do with somebody else. Or maybe you friend 2 more people, or you find 2 more people that you know, like, and trust in your community, or it always gives you recommendations. So if you put this stuff in your calendar to work on it, or hire somebody to work on it for you and just hold them accountable to an outcome, that works too. So either way works great. You just have to do it. If people start searching you, you have to show up, and you have to be, of course, present, and then participate in the interaction. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Next week, FYI, we're having a credit risk specialist. I'm working on actually getting someone that used to work at Experian, believe it or not, is going to be on the call with us. I'm going to know shortly today, but if not, we'll have a credit repair expert. It's a class you're not going to miss in taking your leads that cannot qualify today and planting seeds to help them get into a home down the road. So we're going to do that next week. Really excited about that one, and hopefully our guy from Experian can be there to answer some questions for us on how those darn credit repair companies work and the errors that they put out there and how to get rid of some of that stuff to help you guys turn a lot of your deals that just aren't going to be due to credit worthiness and helping them get to where they can be down the road. All right? Thanks so much, everybody. And if you're joining us for the first time, join us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/Agent Mastermind, and we will see you guys on the web. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.